Are you taking away from your own happiness while somebody else is living their life just fine? Welcome to Full On Faith, y'all. I'm going to be talking about forgiveness today. And I know that's something that a lot of people don't really like to talk about, but we're going to talk about it anyway. When we think about the act of forgiveness, I think that's the point when pride gets in the way. Like a lot of people let pride stop them from forgiving people. And here's the thing that we need to remember. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you and for your sanity and your peace of mind. Forgiveness is not for the other person. We could care less about the other person. This is for you. When you're spending all of your time and your energy not forgiving somebody for something and filling yourself with that anger towards them for whatever it is that they may have did, to the point where you feel like you can't forgive them, or you just feel like you don't want to give them the satisfaction of forgiving them. Like, the thing that we need to really get into our head is that forgiveness is a process that is for your peace of mind. Like when you forgive somebody, you're able to just let that situation go and move on. And that's what we're really doing this for, right? We're not doing this to make somebody else happy. We're not doing this to make somebody else feel better. We're doing this for ourselves. So like I said, we can care less about the other person. They did what they did. And honestly, you not forgiving them is not going to change that. See, because while you're sitting here upset and, really like dwelling on whatever the situation is, that person is living their life. They're chilling. They're just fine. Their peace isn't being disturbed, but yours is. And that's only because you are choosing to not forgive this person. You're choosing to still keep on holding on to the same thing, the same situation, the same feelings. And most times those feelings are something that aren't good. Anger, frustration, sadness, like depression, anxiety, like you are weighing yourself down. You're stealing your own peace because of somebody else. And therefore, you're giving that person power over you because you're letting somebody else steal your peace from you while they go ahead and live their life like nothing is ever even wrong. See, God doesn't teach us to not forgive people. God tells us to forgive just as he has forgiven us. Ephesians 4:32, we are to love and forgive those just as God forgave us. So we cannot sit here and choose to not forgive somebody for something. How can we expect God to forgive us for things, but we're not forgiving other people of things? And he's God himself. So, he gave us, that forgiveness when he died for us. Like he died for our sins. That was our forgiveness right there. He was able to make that sacrifice for us. So we have to kind of sacrifice our pride to learn how to forgive other people for stuff. If you feel like you're really struggling to forgive somebody for something, the first thing you need to do is take it to God. Take it to God. God already knows the feelings that you're going through. He already knows the emotions that you're feeling. God already knows what's going in your mind right now and the things that you're really struggling with in terms of you forgiving this person. God already knows that, but you need to bring it to him anyway and pray that God heals your heart and allows you to really be able to forgive this person for not them, not for the sake of them, but for yourself, for your own peace, for your own happiness, for your own sake of mind, and for your relationship with God. Because again, God does not teach us to not forgive people. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I completely understand that forgiveness is easier said than done. It is a lot easier to say, okay, I'll forgive this person versus actually doing it. There is a struggle that comes with forgiving somebody, because I think that people oftentimes think that just because you forgive someone for something that you have to forget about it. And that's not the case. You don't have to forget about anything. If someone did you wrong, yeah, you don't have to forget about that, but you can forgive somebody in the sense of moving on. Forgiveness is just being able to move on for something, because as long as you're not forgiving somebody from something for something, that means you're not moving on from it, which means you're still stuck in it. You're still living in it. You're still experiencing it. And that is what is stealing your happiness. That is what is stealing your joy. That is honestly what's holding you back from your blessings, because you are staying stuck in this place that you don't need to stay stuck in. When you forgive somebody for something, you move on from it. You don't forget. You can move on for something without forgetting about it. You know what I mean? And so this is why we say forgiveness is for you. It's not for the other person, because you're moving on from those feelings of hurt for yourself, not about making the other person feel better. Because honestly, here's the thing too, like we can't always expect for somebody to give us an apology. We can't expect for people to always take accountability or to acknowledge certain things. We can't always expect that from people. So, there's going to be times where, yeah, you're not going to get the clarity or, the reassurance or the apology or the acknowledgement, that you're looking for from somebody. You're not always going to get that. Most times you're not going to get that. And so you don't need that to move on either. You don't need that to forgive somebody either. You don't need somebody to apologize for you to be able to forgive them and move on for yourself. Here's the other thing too. You don't need to wish bad things on somebody just because they hurt you. That is definitely not of God, and that is not your job. God will handle things on his own. God will handle somebody else on his own time. You don't need to do that. You don't need to wish bad things on somebody else just because they hurt you. That's the last thing that you want to do. What you need to do is just be able to work through your feelings, work through your emotions about it, pray to God about it, bring it to God, ask him to heal your heart, ask him to heal your mind, and ask him to help you to learn to forgive this person. It might take a process. It's going to be a process. It's not an overnight thing, but learning how to forgive and move on for the sake of your peace, not theirs, your peace. Because at the end of the day, this is about you. This is about your life. You need to get your peace back. You need to get your happiness back, which means you need to be able to forgive and move on. Don't give that other person power over you to the point where they're taking all your happiness away from you and they're not even paying you no mind. Like I said, they're not even worried about you. They don't went on about their day, or maybe they are. And so what? Who cares? I could care less. What I'm worried about is getting me back. I'm going to get me back. You're not taking that from me. You already took enough from me. You already did enough. Cool. You know what? I'm going to forgive you and I'm going to move on. I'm not going to forget about it, but I am going to move on from it, forgive you. And I'm going to go about my life after this. And I'm going to get myself back, get my happiness back, get my joy back, get my peace back, get my peace of mind back. I'm going to get myself back after this. See, forgiveness is a power move because the minute you decide to forgive somebody, you are getting your power back and you are not allowing that person to take that power from you anymore. So think of forgiveness as a power move. I'm going to make a power move for myself so that I can move on and honestly flourish after this. I'm not letting someone else take any more power away from me. So if you really feel like you're struggling to forgive somebody, which I know at some point we all have, just remember that forgiveness is not for the other person, but it's for you. Think about yourself in this moment and what's best for you and what you feel like you need to be able to get yourself back on the right track. And remember, God teaches us to forgive those just as he has forgiven us. So make a power move for yourself today and forgive whoever it is that you feel like you're struggling to forgive for whatever it is you're struggling to forgive them for. Make that power move for yourself today and move on with your life so that you can go ahead and be happy again. I want y'all to drop I forgive in the comments and I want y'all to mean it. I want you to bring it to God. I want you to pray about it and I want you to take the steps that you feel are necessary for you to be able to forgive and move on so you can go about your day, go about your life and live your best life at that. We're not worried about the other person, okay? So I hope this video found you well. I hope that you really take something from this today. Think about this today. Think about whoever it is that you feel like came to your mind. The first person that came to your mind when you were watching this video, think about that person. Bring it to God, pray about it, forgive them, and move on with your life. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.